this out with your followers. And if you're watching, make sure you drop your name and where you are tuning in from, and give me your comments or ask questions regarding the topic and the content in this video. So the topic is going to church like going for therapy? And my answer is no. No, it's not. I would say that going to church can be therapeutic, but it's not like going for therapy. So people go to church for their various reasons. Some go, for their spiritual enhancement. Some go for social reasons. Some go just to keep their minds occupied. Some go because this is something that they were taught to do, all their lives. And a lot of times, church makes you feel good, or it should make you feel good about life and yourself and your situations, whatever you may be going through, or, whatever. It has its reasons for each person. Now, a lot of times we go through things, and for instance, I may go through something and I may be able to go handle it well. You may go through that same thing and it may break you all the way down. Okay, so if you truly have an issue and you need therapy, go to therapy. No matter how many church services you go to, it's just not going to help. That's just my opinion. What happened is you'll feel good for that Sunday or whatever day of the week you go. And as soon as you leave, you're going to feel bad until that next day. So I would say that church is therapeutic because, it does help people get from week to week, from day to day, whatever feelings it gives you. But if you're dealing with some deep-rooted issue that you truly need that one-on-one help with, it's better to get that one-on-one help with a therapist, because you can sit in a church service, granted, and you're not going to get that one-on-one attention. Like things that the pastor may say, or, whatever the choir may say, it may speak to your situation, but it's not speaking to your situation. Prime example, and I use myself. When I was a teenager, I had an instance of molestation, twice. And I told somebody about it, and I was told it didn't happen. You're lying on my family, and this, that, and the third, and blah, 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 blah. And it was just like, whatever, I was a kid. What am I going to do? I didn't have the power to press charges, I guess. The adults took care of everything. So I had to swallow that and move on with my life, but I think as I got older, I had went to church one day and it was still bothering me, because no matter what you sweep under the rug, it's always going to come back in some way, shape, form or the other. It's going to come back. So I went to the church and I spoke to an elder. That's a term for a preacher if you're not familiar with black churches. And I said, hey, I want to talk about this issue that happened to me. I was molested, da 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 da. The elder said, get over it. Wow. Get over it. That's a person coming to you with an issue that happened to them years ago, but they say, get over it. I was devastated. Really? You're just going to tell me something as severe as that? You're telling me to get over it? You know how many people are living with something like that happened to them like that, and they're killing themselves? Because like I said, some issues I may be able to handle, but the next person can't handle it. It just depends. And we all go through that. Something you going through, it would tear me to pieces. You understand? So anyway, get over it. Okay, fine. And I kind of lost respect for that person. But I mean, they cool to this day, but I lost that respect. And I lost respect for people in the church in general, Not to say I don't respect them now these days, I do. But just to hear something like that, when you're bringing a detrimental event that happened in your life and they tell you, get over it. Who does that? So anyway, back in, I guess, 2001, I just didn't have nobody to talk to. Because, you know, people in the church can be very judgmental, and they're not there to help you. They're not there for you. They're there, some, not all. Some are just there to listen to your problems, gossip about it, or some, they just don't have the right advice. Or they'll do things that I tell you, get over it, or they'll tell you, take it to the Lord. Now, in my opinion, talking to the Lord or talking to God is like talking to yourself. And if we were able to take our issues and just say, oh, here, Lord, and the Lord actually tells you and give you an answer, then there would be no need for therapy. But some people actually need that person to talk to. Like, you need that person to talk to. So, some issues are so deep-rooted. Hey, Charmaine, yes, it's true. Some people their problems or their issues are so deep-rooted that they actually need that one-on-one with therapy. Now, in 2001, I was like upset. Matter of fact, let me tell you the true story. I was sitting in church, and the kind of church that I came up in, every sermon was, you're going to hell, you're going to hell, you're going to hell, you're going to hell. If this is going, you're going to hell. That's what it sounds like every single Sunday. You're stupid, you're dirt. Well, they ain't call you stupid, but like, you're going to hell. I mean, just to sum it up, that was like basically all you heard every Sunday, every Friday. You're going to hell. If you're doing this, you're going to hell. If you're doing that, it was never uplifting. It was never like me leaving out of there wanting to go conquer the world. It's just like, they always focused on the quote-unquote sinners. If you're gay, you're going to hell. If you have a baby out of wedlock, you're going to hell. If you do it, like they would use like all the quote-unquote major sins, the sins that are visible to everybody else. Not like the little things like gossiping and lying. And no, they would focus on the quote-unquote big sins, adultery, like all of that nonsense. And it's like every day you're hearing, you're going to hell, you're going to hell, you're going to hell, you're going to hell. So anyway, in 2001, I guess I was in a dark place in my life. And I'm writing a book about this anyway, you guys. But anyway, I was in a dark place in my life. And in church, in that very church, I sat there. And I said, when I go home, it's over. That's it. That's it. And there's my mama. She not my real mother, but a lady that, you know, I call her my mama. She's like my second mother. And she knows me so well that she saw that something was off. She just saw that something was off. So much and so that she decided to take the bus. Yeah, she decided to take the bus. Exactly, Charmaine. She decided to take the bus with me and walk me home. Okay, fine. She took me home. I thanked her. I grabbed my pills. I called my coworker. We still talk to this day. And I said, such and such, if I don't come to work tomorrow, I'm dead. That's exactly what and to this day, I feel bad that I did that, because who does that? So anyway, I swallowed like 11 or 12 or 13 pills. I don't even remember how many pills it was. And then I was like, what the hell? I ran to the hospital. Montefiore Hospital was right up the block. I ran up to the hospital. I had to drink a bunch of charcoal, and I was cool. And since that moment, I started going to therapy. And in therapy, I was able to deal one-on-one with those deep-rooted issues that I had inside of me. So even though I was going to church every Sunday, Friday, Wednesday, whenever the doors open, I was there, it wasn't enough to help me with the issues that were inside. You know, everybody, if you really, truly, indeed need therapy, you need therapy. Now, yeah, anyway, I went through that phase of my life, and I'm good. You know, and my point of this here is to tell you that if you need therapy, go to therapy. Church is therapeutic because of what it does for oneself. But if you truly have issues that you need help for, go to therapy. It doesn't take away from what you're learning in church. You just need that one-on-one, and you need to make sense of the situation so that you can move on. Like to this day, you know, like I will go to church from time to time, and I take what I need and discard the rest. However, I do avoid those churches that preach, you're going to hell, you're going to hell. I just can't take it. I go to churches that I feel uplifted. So at the end of the service, I feel that I can conquer the world. And that's what, and eventually I ended up leaving that church, and the next church that I started going to regularly, like, I love the pastor. Like, I left out there like, oh my gosh, I could conquer the world. Like, I'm about to, and I made so many positive changes in my life just from going someplace that would teach you that you're better than what you think you are. You're better than your problems. You can do this and you can do that. And my life has changed dramatically. I like gospel music. Gospel music is therapeutic to me. You know what I'm saying? I like it. It makes me happy. You know, so like I said, everybody's problem is not that severe that you need therapy. You know, and there are things that you do to cope. You know, like I said, something that I went through, it may be severe to me to the point where I need therapy, but you may have went through that exact same issue, but you're good. Like, it didn't affect you in such a way. And doing little things like going to church every week, or going to the library every week, or going out to dinner, whatever your coping method is, it works for you. You know, so my overall answer, church is therapeutic, but it doesn't take the place of therapy. Be sure to leave your questions, your comments in the comment box, and I'll definitely love to discuss this with you more. Hey, Charmaine, thank you so much for tuning in. Yes, it was very wrong for the preacher to tell me to get over that magnitude of an issue. Yeah, no sin is greater than the other, but of course there's a such thing as sin that can be seen on the outside and sin that's hidden that you really can't see, you know. So and this is for me not to bash the church, because I just don't do that, even though I've been bashed for my set of beliefs, but whatever. So thank y'all so much for tuning in, and you have a great day. Bye.